Good afternoon, students. I hope you are keeping well by the mercy of Almighty Allah. Welcome to CCS online class. In our today's class, we will discuss about participle. The participle. Let's start our today's class. At first, read this sentence. Hearing the noise, the boy woke up. Hearing the noise, the boy woke up. The word hearing qualifies the noun boy as an adjective does. It is formed from the verb hear and governs an object. The word hearing therefore partakes of the nature of both a verb and an adjective and is called a participle. It may be called a verbal adjective. What is the definition of the participle? A participle is that form of the verb which partakes of the nature both of a verb and of an adjective. Now, study the following examples of participle. Number 1. We met a girl carrying a basket of flowers. Number 2. Loudly knocking at the gate, he demanded admission. Number 3. He rushed into the field, the foremost fighting fell. The above are all examples of what is usually called the present participle. All these sentences are the example of the present participle, which ends in ing and represents an action as going on incomplete or imperfect. If the verb from which it comes is transitive, it takes an object as in sentence 1. Notice also that in sentence 2, the participle is modified by an adverb. Now look at this page. Besides the present participle, we can form from each verb another participle called its past participle, which represents a completed action or state of the thing spoken of. Now, look at the following examples of past participles. Blinded by a dust storm, they fell into disorder. Example 2. Deceived by his friends, he lost all hope. Look at sentence 3. We saw a few trees laden with fruit. It will be noticed that the past participle usually ends in ed, d, t, en or n. Besides these two simple participles, the present and the past, we have what is called a perfect participle that represents an action as completed at some past time, as having rested, we continued our journey. Having rested, we continued our journey. It is the example of perfect participle. Let us now recapitulate what we have already learned about the participle. Number 1. A participle is a verbal adjective. Number 2. Like a verb, it may govern a noun or a pronoun as. The example, hearing the noise, the boy woke up. The noun noise is governed by the participle hearing. Number 3. Like a verb, it may be modified by an adverb as. Loudly knocking at the gate, he demanded admission. Loudly knocking at the gate, he demanded admission. Here, the participle knocking is modified by the adverb loudly. Look at number 4. Like an adjective, it may qualify a noun or pronoun. Having rested, the men continued their journey. It qualifies a noun or pronoun. Last one, number 5. Like an adjective, it may be compared as education is the most pressing need of our time. Here the participle pressing is compared by prefixing most. Now, use of the participle. We have seen that participles qualifies nouns or pronouns. They may be used attributively as a rolling stone gathers no moss. Number 2, a lost opportunity never returns. Predictively as the man seems worried. Modifying the subject, he kept me waiting, and it modifying the object. Number 3, absolutely with a noun or pronoun going before as the weather being fine, I went out. God willing, we shall have another good monsoon. His master being absent, the business was neglected. The sea being smooth, we went for sail. It is absolutely with a noun or pronoun going before. It will be seen that in each of the above sentences, the participle with the noun or pronoun going before it forms a phrase independent of the rest of the sentence. Such a phrase is called an absolute phrase, and a noun or pronoun so used with a participle is called a nominative absolute. That's all for today, students. Goodbye and take care.